All right, you guys, we are back. It's EQ, and up next we have 50 Cent. Dame Dash and Ice Cube deny attending Diddy parties and clowns him. Shout out to Chick Smooth for the video. Yeah, man, honestly, anyone with any type of relationship, whether it's business or personal with Diddy right now, you're going to try your best to distance yourself from that man because, fam, with what he's being charged with, I feel like anybody with any ties to the dude, whether it's a photo or whether it's you attending any of these parties, or worse than that, the freak-offs, like, fam, I feel like right now, like, people are definitely preemptively distancing themselves from the dude. And there's also been an eerie silence amongst many people that had a relationship with Diddy because obviously, who knows, maybe they don't want to speak up because they might be on one of these tapes. I bet you there's a whole lot of people in many industries that right now are kind of shaken because, fam, they're probably thinking, am I going to get exposed in any of these tapes once they are, like, put out there? But enough dilly-dallying, let's jump right into the video. Again, it's entitled 50 Cent, Dame Dash, and Ice Cube deny attending Diddy parties and clowns him. Mind you, these parties, when they were going on, were the parties of the year. Everyone in the industry tried to go to these parties. So that makes the silence even weirder. Because there's definitely a lot of people that went. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you did anything like illegal. But yeah, people are going to ask you to explain yourself, fam. But yeah, enough dilly-dallying. Let's jump right into the video.
As Diddy's indictment has been revealed, people like Dame Dash and Ice Cube are so glad and relieved that they were never invited or participated in any parties that is now the subject of ridicule and jokes. But that doesn't stop 50 Cent from capitalizing on a story that gives him
50 has had his foot on Diddy's neck for the last however many years. Like, any type of misstep Diddy would have, dude would have some type of hilarious, like, either post or remark. Dude is one of the top 5 funniest rappers, man.
Leverage to throw one of his longtime rivals under the bus. But why do people even want to go to those secret parties? Dame Dash on his new network, America New.
Nah, these weren't secret parties, man. His parties were anything but secret. Like I said, his parties were the party of the year. He would host these annual white parties and stuff, and they weren't secret. They would be covered, you know? You'd have the elite of the elite there. And yeah, a lot of people tried their hardest to get into these parties. A lot of people wanted to rub shoulders with a lot. It wasn't just artists and rappers. You had athletes, you had politicians. Like, these parties weren't secret, fam. These parties were anything but a secret, honestly. Even though, obviously, the freak-offs are a whole nother situation. The thing is, the stuff that he was doing after hours, that was the issue.
Gives us his thoughts on that. And Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked will tell us who he's seen at Diddy parties before. What's up, y'all? It's your man Talker's World Report for the Chick Smooth channel. We got to talk about this. 50 Cent being a producer and a showrunner has led to incredible shows being created, but now he also has the power to use television,
pardon the pun,
to attack his enemies.
Powerverse.
50 Cent will post on Instagram, quote, 50 Cent sets Diddy abuse allegation docuseries at Netflix. Quote, it's a complex narrative spanning decades. With the caption,
of course,
I've been telling y'all about all this weird stuff. I don't do no puppy parties. You didn't believe me, but I bet you believe me now. And of course,
that's very true. They may have had some type of dealings early on when 50 first got on, but it wasn't very long before, like, yeah, 50 Cent made it known that, like, he didn't really like Diddy. And then Diddy would do interviews and say, nah, they're the best of friends, but everyone in the room would have to tell him that, nah, bro, we don't think 50 likes you very much.
Of course, 50 Cent, being as relentless as he is, would also post this Diddy branded baby oil with the caption, coming soon, because being an entrepreneur is about filling the market demand. But does just being at a Diddy party mean you're guilty? What if you're a rapper or a singer or a designer? Or what if you're...
Obviously, all these guests weren't participating in these freak-offs and in these illegal activities. Most people there probably just went there to flex or to, like, rub elbows with, like, the elite. And I feel like that was the biggest thing. Like I said, these parties were the event of the year for a very long time. A lot of nasty shit obviously went on afterwards, but you can't really go and accuse most of these people. But with what, like, Diddy is being charged with, you got to understand why people would make the connection that if you went to any of these things. But if you start looking up, fam, anybody that's elite went to these things.
You're catering the event. Are you now as guilty as anybody who might be convicted as a result of this? Dame Dash on America New explains to us why the need for secrets and how people who can keep those secrets are more likely to get better deals. The logic is simple to get. If you're friends with powerful people, when it's time to divvy out contracts or
Of
opportunities,
course.
they're more likely to think of you. That makes total sense. But does that mean you have to go to the parties? And if you do go to the parties, does that mean you have to stay past when everyone else leaves? Which then leads
Exactly.
him
That's the after hours I was saying. Like, that's when all the stuff's going down. And obviously, like, the people that aren't with it probably are leaving way before that because either they know or they've heard rumblings of what goes on afterwards. And it's definitely like some super like hedonistic stuff going on in these after parties. Obviously, the dude was handing out pink powder like it was party favors or something. Like Denzel was quoted as saying that like when you get to these elite parties, leave a half hour before like the devils get there, basically. I know I'm paraphrasing, but it was like in that vein. So yeah, man, like most of these people know that you don't want to stay too long at these things because the devils and the demons do come out, fam. Wild.
to the idea of the karma buckshot. People who are close enough to someone else getting their karma might get hit because they were
Yeah.
standing too close to the main target.
Guilty by association, fam. That's just how the world works. Like if you're around these people, people are gonna assume you're cut from the same cloth. And can you really blame them? Yeah, man. It's just something that's gonna happen. Guilty by association. You are the company you keep, as they say.
Like, it's just something that was unfathomable to me. The fact that that didn't get out, that means that's a very secret club. Whoever's holding.
The thing is, man, they make it seem like this was like a great kept secret. Like there has been rumblings about these type of things for a very long time. There was rumors about him and Ja in the hotel room and X toys in a duffel bag by a security guard years ago. A lot of this stuff has definitely been in the ethos. I just feel like now everyone's coming out with their story, and I feel like a lot of these people were definitely complicit and they were definitely accomplices. We're only seeing Diddy indicted, but I feel like there should be a lot more people included in this indictment. If this is a legal organization, then yeah, man, I feel like a lot of those people, yeah, it's cool that you're coming out now and you're trying to absolve yourself of these sins, but like, fam, you helped out with a lot of this stuff, and I feel like you should get honestly what's coming to you, fam. Like you got dirt on your hands too. It's gonna be interesting to see if anyone else gets charged because I feel like there definitely should be some other people involved. A lot of these guards, fam, knew about all this stuff, and I know like the power that Diddy held and the intimidation that came with that. Yeah, you hear the stories like the Kid Cudi car blowing up and him hanging Wale out the balcony. The dude was moving around like a boss, so I understand, but it's like I don't know, fam. I feel like a lot of these people, like some of these people may have been scared, but I do feel like a lot of the other people were enjoying the life that they were living. Like, fam, they were up to some demonic shit, man. I know Dame Dash is basically saying he's lucky he didn't get invited, but with the way he kind of fell out with Jay and Jay's relationship with Diddy, like who they're obviously a lot closer, yeah, I could see him not inviting Dame just so Jay doesn't have to interact with Dame. I was just a theory, but I'm pretty sure that's the reason why he wasn't invited. He wasn't part of the cool kids club, you know?
That secret, they hold it tight to the vest.
Yeah, facts.
I'm like, what other secrets? Like,
It's like blackmail, fam. The dude literally was filming everything. So to think that he didn't have some of these people, and maybe some of them knew. Maybe they tried to like say something, and he was like, "Yo, remember that chick you smashed? Oh, this, and this."
what deals were made in those freak offs? Because a lot of the deals that happen in social environments. That's why people
Yeah.
go to the club and they hang out all day. Bankers hang out with bankers all day to get deals done.
Like I said, like they want to rub elbows with these type of people.
Like I would go to Tripiani's and I'd watch, we'd make, $1 billion deals over a bottle of vodka. And it was all based on, that hanging out and that trust, and you would throw your man an alley-oop because y'all hung
Yeah,
out.
of course. The thing is, people want to work with who they can hang out with. Same thing in the music industry. The big reason why they choose the people they work with is the fact that they can, hang around these people for multiple hours because a studio session is going to run you hours.
If you get into that secret club and you're able to hold a secret so tight to the vest, a lot of business deals are getting made there. So now I'm like, damn, I might understand why certain people had certain opportunities, certain deals.
1000%.
And if they weren't participating, they were there. And they didn't leave. And they repetitively came back. So I don't think people knew, or maybe they were, or they did know, but
Of course, there were definitely people that didn't participate in the freak offs. They would have left early, but they may have definitely been privy to the fact that the other stuff was going down after. Maybe at the time they didn't think it was illegal, But once you start laying out the terms and actually writing this stuff down, the shit is very, very nasty work, fam.
I'll give people the benefit of doubt. Like, I don't think they thought it was illegal,
Exactly.
but it was loose. And as far as moral compass, morally, that would not be the environment that I would want my kids around. I would want to be around. I wouldn't want to do no business in that environment. Could you imagine me going to one of those parties and walking in that room? Would I be like, y'all know, where's the pause button? I
Dame,
pause button.
Dame wouldn't, like I said, Dame wouldn't be the one, especially after the falling out with Jay. But yeah, Dame is also somebody that's been very, very vocal. And I feel like one of the big reasons why Jay split from him is that he wouldn't hold his tongue. And Jay-Z kind of saw a ceiling, especially with like Dame involved, which is why I feel like he kind of like fell out with him. And yeah, after that, Jay-Z's career shot to another level. While Dame Dash, I mean, we've all seen his struggles. Like the dude is selling off his shares of Rockefeller, and there's a lot of other stuff that's been going down in his life that like maybe if he would have played the ball, like maybe he wouldn't be in the situation. But that's not the type of dude Dame is, obviously.
I'd be like, you're in here, y'all bugging. What? I didn't know. That type shit. They know that I'm not tolerant.
I agree.
Or, I don't look the other way. I'd be getting out the way. But I might not be so silent. I might not be able to keep that secret of what I saw. So
this is the same dude that allegedly, when there was like discourse at the Rockefeller building, he'd pull out the boxing gloves and they'd throw hands. The dude, like I said, he's not the quiet type.
So I'm like wondering, like, damn. And I'm wondering if people understand what the buckshot of another person's karma is. With a shotgun, you shoot it in pellet spray. So you might hit your target, but the pellets are going to hit whoever's around.
Collateral damage.
So you might not meant to be getting shot, but you're going to catch a couple of...
If a person gets exposed as being in one of these freak-off videos, whether they're doing something illegal or not, your reputation is going to take a monstrous hit. And honestly, I don't feel like there's any debate on that.
Spray of those bullets. That's what karma's like. So if you are around somebody that may be doing something immoral and you might look the other way or might help facilitate it, karmically, you may be considered accountable.
But here Jason Lee talks about who and what he saw at previous Diddy parties.
A lot of these celebrities, every single celebrity in the culture has been to Diddy's house, which means they've gone through all his phones, text messages. I can read you my text message to Diddy. What day is it airing on the show, on the network? Are you coming on the show? Diddy, what's this? It's all been business for me.
He's making sure that's known. Obviously, like I said, you want to distance yourself, especially from that side, from the weird acts, from the illegal activities, and just keep it business. Because at the end of the day, while a lot of like freaky shit was going down, there obviously was like business being done during the parties. Like I said earlier, you want to go to these places to rub like elbows with these people and potentially get some business happening, especially if you're like a new artist. Somebody like a 50 or a Dame, especially at that time, really didn't need to go because they had their own situations figured out by far. I really don't think 50 really ever messed with Puff like that since the beginning, I want to say. Like, yeah, so that's not a shocker to me. What Jason's saying is it's true. Yeah, man, like I said, everyone wanted to go to these things.
It's been business for me. I don't have nothing inappropriate to them people because I don't deal with them like that.
Yeah, a nasty business.
So you mean to tell me all those late nights, what you doing, where you at? I've seen Jay-Z at his house. I've seen T.D. Jakes at his house. I've seen Chris Brown at his house. I've seen Jordan Woods at his house. I've seen Travis Scott at his house. I've seen Beyonce at his house. I've seen Tiana Taylor. I've seen them all. Now, we was all in the backyard, but I've seen them all. I've seen.
Of course, they weren't going to Diddy's like X dungeon in the basement. But yeah, they were at the party. Like these events, like I said, were the biggest events of the year. I mean, the stuff that was going on after hours, like I said, obviously is like on some other level nasty shit. Like, and a lot of that stuff has definitely been corroborated in like the lawsuits. And there's probably a bunch of celebrities and high profile people that were caught in compromising positions, you know, whether they knew it or not, but they're more than likely on tape. When that indictment was unsealed, you got to see like a lot of the details. You got to see that the dude had an extensive level of recording equipment at that house. Like fam, to me, like this whole situation is like a mixture of Harvey Weinstein and Epstein, especially with how Diddy was moving. And that's just that part. That's not including like the violence that he was inflicting on people and the intimidation and the threats. Like obviously, there's a lot of people that are happy about the situation going down this way, but then there's a lot of people too that are just honestly their heart is pounding until they hear that their name isn't involved. Time will tell, but I know there's going to be people implicated. And if the rumblings are true, there's been sources supposedly that are saying that they're working on a deal for Diddy where he's going to have to do like a year, but he's going to rat on a whole bunch of high profile people. Obviously with these Ricos, you're doing a bid if you get found guilty. I don't see Diddy taking down the chin, pause. Like the dude's going to go out like Nino Brown if he has to. He's going to snitch on everybody and basically try to go up the chain. But that might be very, very dangerous, and you might get the Epstein treatment. You might get deleted. Who knows? Like I said, time will tell. Just because you went to these parties doesn't necessarily mean you did anything. People are going to look at you a little weird, but if we find out or some evidence comes out that corroborates that you were at one of the freak-offs, whether you did something illegal or not, like your reputation is already going to take a hit. Jay-Z right now is one of the people that Jaguar Wright has been saying is next to be exposed. So I understand why he's silent. Let's not speak up on anything. But yeah, man, I feel like apart from him, like there's going to be a lot of other names floating around very, very soon.
Usher there. I've seen everybody's been to a Diddy party. I've seen Lindsay Lohan,
Like his
Ashton
yearly
Kutcher,
Halloween
Demi
party.
Moore, Tyrese, Amber Rose. I've seen them all have been there. Mary J.
And you know what's crazy? I want to say Ashton Kutcher came out, and I think he said how those parties made him nervous, but you were going like yearly. I know you're trying to distance yourself from the guy, especially right now, but you were there a lot, fam. And with like you defending Danny Masterson, Hyde from That 70s Show, people are looking at you a little weird. So if you're connected to this guy, and dude, it's gonna make you look crazy, man. It's gonna make you look crazy.
J. Blige. I've seen them all. But just because you go to a Diddy party doesn't mean that you were getting sprayed down with Vaseline and baby oil. Because I can tell you right now, ain't nobody ever sprayed me with nothing. And I don't even play around like that.
And even at a recent performance, Ice Cube will come out to make sure we know that he was never invited to one of those Diddy parties.
Almost 40 years rocking the mic. He's still killing it, goddamn. And I'm gonna tell you right now, me and Dub C ain't never been to a Diddy party, motherfucker. You ain't got.
I'm telling you, man, just the association is going to have people looking at you funny, even if you only just went to turn up or if you went to go do some business networking. If you were there, people are going to look at you weird, and it's justifiably so. Diddy is charged with some heinous stuff. So, yeah, while you may not have like done anything illegal, maybe you were privy to some of the stuff that was going on. Yeah, and if you were a part of those freak-offs, right now, I know you're praying right now that you don't get exposed in one of these tapes.
Don't worry about us on them motherfucking tapes. Now check this shit out.
Just because you know someone enough to shake their hands when you see them in public,
Of course,
does not mean they're your friends.
there's people that you may have a friendship with, and you don't know everything that's going on in their lives. Like, there's a lot of like sides that people hide from even their close friends. While going to the party doesn't necessarily mean you did something illegal, it's right now it's going to make you look super weird. But the thing is, like Jason Lee said, and I said even earlier in the video, these parties were the events of the year. Like Diddy's annual Halloween party had everybody in there. I doubt everyone is lining up for like the baby oil slip and slide freak off. Like it's just highly unlikely. Somebody's definitely going to talk. There have been rumblings about like Diddy's like freak side for a very long time, but the violence and some of the other things he was doing definitely take it up to like a heinous level. So yeah, I feel like the dude is definitely cooked. If they are trying to work out like some type of plea agreement, there's going to be a lot of people right now that would probably try to like assess the situation and see if it's worth it that he's even still around, because he could take a whole bunch of people down. The dude has been part of presidential campaigns. The dude rubs shoulders with like the biggest in every industry. A lot of people have theorized that a lot of this stuff started coming out as soon as he won the lawsuit against Ciroc, and that's big business. You know what I mean? So it's like when an athlete wants to leave a team. I'll name somebody like Deshaun Watson. He leaves his team, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. As soon as he wants to leave and he doesn't allow his team to like re-sign him, all of a sudden you start hearing all the like true stories too, but stuff that, you know what I mean, they were covering up as well. But as soon as you want to leave, all right, we're going to air out all your dirty laundry and we're not going to pay anyone off. We're not going to silence anyone. And this is just going to tank your price. So it's like either sign with us or you're going to get exposed. And that's what happened with him. He was lucky enough that he still got his money because a lot of these teams really don't care about the illegal stuff if you can provide on the field. 50's always going to have his foot on Diddy's neck. I feel like that beef is going to last for life, like at least on 50's side. Ice Cube, yeah, man, I know he just wants to distance himself, even though like I don't think nobody was questioning Cube. And Dame Dash, bro, I don't think you were ever going to get invited to any of these parties because not only is Jay really, really close with Diddy, you are the type to go and expose shit, and you are the type to start calling people out while you're there. He's a very brash guy, you know, which works to a certain point, but you got to remember big business is based on like relationships. People want to cut deals with people that they like for the most part. This is definitely something that obviously I saw coming. Everyone is going to want to distance themselves from Diddy. But it's going to be really hard for a lot of people because some of these people were going to the parties yearly. And while it doesn't mean that they did something, we're going to look at you crazy. And if we see you on tape, we're going to automatically think that you did some devious shit. That's just a fact, you know, which is why probably a lot of people are silent. But yeah, man, we're going to see. I feel like a lot more is still yet to be revealed. We haven't even seen who the witnesses in this trial are going to be. We haven't seen a lot of stuff. And I feel like, yeah, it's like probably to limit any type of coercion or intimidation of any witness. Right now, you don't want to do that, especially with the power that Diddy still has. The dude is still paid, and it doesn't take much. He doesn't have to be outside for somebody to get intimidated, and all it takes is really a few words to like make somebody recant everything and scare somebody into not talking. And while it's cool that people are coming out, some of these people that are coming out were intimately involved with a lot of the stuff, whether it's like planning the stuff or setting things up or flying people over or covering things up. And yeah, at this point, if this is a RICO, man, I feel like we should see some of these other people get their karma. It's been a long time coming, fam. Definitely let me know in the comments what you guys think. What you guys think of 50's response? What you guys think about his new product, the Diddy Baby Oil? And what do you guys think about what Dame Dash said? There's going to be a lot more to be revealed, fam. Definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments. Definitely hit the like and subscribe button, guys. It does your channel wonders. Thank you guys so much for watching. And yeah, hope you guys loved the video, and I hope to see you guys soon. Diddy is cooked, but if it's true that he's snitching, fam, I see why he's not eating food in prison. He's allegedly scared that they're going to poison his ass.